At this time, we are going to transition to our first resource that we always have at the Entrepreneur Roundtables. We work very closely with the Small Business Administration, and at the back table, if you haven't picked up one of their resource books, you should. It has every type of resource that you're looking for, and even some that you may not even know about. I use this book myself from time to time when we get questions in the office that we're not sure where to point people in which direction. So at this time, I'm going to introduce Nancy Gross, who does a phenomenal job of coming to all of the different events that we do and showcasing the different programs, services, and initiatives that the Small Business Administration has for aspiring entrepreneurs. Nancy?
Thank you, Robin. And thank you, Scott. And you're right, it's all about partners, partners, partners. It's my pleasure to be here today representing the Small Business Administration. And I'll try to keep my remarks brief so you can really get to the juicier parts of the day to get the information that you really need as small business owners. But I'll give you an overview of what the SBA is all about. And many of the resource partners that we fund are here today, and I'm so glad to see that. So quickly, the SBA is a federal agency. It was established in 1953. The reason for the existence of the SBA is to help small businesses get started, help them stay in business, and help them grow. And we do that by focusing on three key areas, and the current administration likes to call them the 3 C's: counseling, capital, and contracting. And I'll start by talking about counseling. The SBA is a fairly small agency, so we rely heavily on the resource partners that we help to fund to provide the direct one-on-one assistance that you as business owners can really use to help you in your day-to-day business operations or to help you get started in business. So I'll quickly go over the resource partners that we fund and work with here in the state of Michigan. The first one that I'll talk about is the Michigan Small Business and Technology Development Center. That's a national program in the state of Michigan. It's headquartered out of Grand Valley State University. And the SBA provides funds to the SBTDC, Small Business and Technology Development Center, and in turn those funds are leveraged through funds by the state of Michigan through the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, and then through local partners. And what happens is there are 12 regional centers that are established all over the state of Michigan and many satellite operations. And they're business assistance centers. And we have today here Sean Gray from the SBTDC at Techtown, and he's going to give you more of the detailed information of what you can expect to get there. But briefly, the SBTDC provides free one-on-one business counseling. They provide free secondary market research data, and they provide low-cost training programs to help you in the various stages of your business. And I'm very happy to work with them. They're a great resource for small businesses, and I encourage you, if you don't know about them, to find out about them. I think the great thing is there's really a lot of help out there for small businesses if you know where to look. And you're here today, so it's a great opportunity for you to get some resources in your back pocket to rely on as you're going through various stages of your business. The second resource partner that I'd like to talk about is SCORE. And I happen to be the state liaison for SCORE. SCORE was established in 1964, and it's a volunteer organization that is funded by the SBA. It's also a national organization. And here in the state of Michigan, we're fortunate to have 9 chapters, and they provide, similarly to the SBTDC, free one-on-one business mentoring and excellent training programs. The difference between the two programs is that, as I said, they're volunteers, but the volunteers for SCORE often have specific industry experience. Like today we have Henry Moses with us. He's in retail. We have Don Collier over here, and he has extensive business experience in business ownership and in manufacturing. So I encourage every one of you to access the services of SCORE, because you can have that mentor for the life of your business. And they've been there, they've done that, and I'm constantly amazed at the depth of their knowledge and their commitment to help other businesses in our state and across the nation. So I'm glad that they're here today, and I'm glad they're working with Vanguard on an ongoing basis to provide training. I think it's just wonderful. And the SBTDC and SCORE collaborate together. The third resource that I'd like to talk about is our Women Business Center program. And as you know, CEED, Center for Empowerment and Economic Development, is one of 3 women business centers that we have in the state of Michigan. There's one in Grand Rapids called GROW, and there's one in Benton Harbor called Cornerstone Alliance. And CEED is headquartered in Ann Arbor, but they have offices also in Detroit, where Robin Kinney and Vanessa Rucker work so diligently to provide help to you. And not only are they a women business center, they're also an SBA-funded microlender. So an excellent resource, and it's my privilege to work with them on many programs. I really enjoy working with them, and they do a lot of good work for businesses in the Detroit metropolitan area. The next resource that I'd like to make you aware of is our Veteran Business Center. We have one in the state of Michigan that's located in Flint. It's called VetBiz Central, and they work with veterans who are either in business or thinking about going into business. And they also collaborate very closely with CEED and with SCORE and with the SBTDC to help veterans who are looking to expand their business or start their business. The next resource I'd like to make you aware of is our USEAC, or the United States Export Assistance Center. For those of you who have businesses that have a product or service that you'd like to market to another country outside of the United States, that's an excellent resource for you. And John O'Gara heads up the SBA portion of the USEAC. It's a collaborative program between the United States Department of Commerce and the SBA. And finally, I'd like to direct you to our website, the www.sba.gov. And if you pick up one of these resource guides, you can read in depth about the things I've just been speed reading to you about. And there's a lot of good information on our website. There are online training programs, there are templates, there are tools that you can use. So I encourage you, when you're up at night worrying about where your next dollar's coming from, maybe you can pop online and check out some tips on marketing, or if you wanted a little bit more information about an SBA program, you can find it there. So the second C is called capital, and many of you equate the SBA with our loan programs. They're probably the most upfront, visible program that's part of the SBA. But just to clarify a little bit, you never come to the SBA for a loan directly, but we have programs that support small business lending through our lending partners. And there's 3 major loan programs that we have. The most frequently used program is our traditional 7A program, which is a loan guarantee program. And the guarantee is to the bank or credit union or lender that you're working with. And they help to make a loan possible that might not otherwise be possible. It helps to mitigate some risk. For example, if it's a startup company, or if it's a risky industry, or maybe there's a shortfall in collateral, oftentimes the SBA loan guarantee program will be used to help make a deal happen that otherwise wouldn't. The other program that you may have heard about is our 504 loan program, and that's a program that's geared for businesses that want financing for fixed assets like large machinery and equipment, or a building, or a combination thereof. And that's a program that's available to you as well. And the third loan program is our microloan program. And as I mentioned, CEED is one of our micro lenders. We have another micro lender out of Techtown, the Micro Enterprise of Detroit. And those are also good resources for you. The third C that we like to talk about is contracting. And for those of you who are interested in doing business with the government, the SB has a couple programs that are targeted for certification, our Hub Zone program and our 8A certification program. And those are geared for socially disadvantaged businesses or businesses that are in areas that are disadvantaged in our Hub Zone areas. And there's information in this book about those programs as well. But in addition to those programs, we often partner with other resource partners to provide education and how to go about selling to the government. And I encourage you to check those out. So that's a quickie overview of what the SBA does. But there's a program that I kind of wanted to highlight today because it's a program that's funded through our Washington office, and it's called the E200 program. Has anybody ever heard of the E200 program? Well, it's a special program that's an intense training program, and Detroit is one of 27 cities that have been funded for the program. And the target market for this program are businesses that are in urban areas who have $400,000 or more in sales, who have been in business at least 3 years, and who have at least one employee. And you have to have a commitment to about 100 hours of classroom time starting in April and ending in November. They meet every other Monday in the evening, and then you'll meet in between times with CEO groups within your class. So this is the 4th year that Detroit has received funding for this program. And this year I'm the program manager, so I'm new to the program as program manager, but I've been peripherally involved over the past 3 years, and the people who have participated in it have found it to be really, really valuable. So if you're interested, or you know somebody that's interested, and their company is based in Detroit, there's an orientation at Techtown on February 27th from 6 to 7:30. And there's a little flyer that kind of describes the program, and my name and phone number is at the bottom of it, as well as my email if you want more information, or you can talk to me afterward. It's a very intense program, but very worthwhile. And I was involved in the graduation ceremony last year, and all of the business owners said they had no idea how much work it would be, but they had no idea how valuable it would have been going in. So if you know somebody, or if you here would be interested in that program, I'd be happy to entertain questions afterwards. So that's enough from me, and I'm going to turn it over to Sean Gray of the Small Business and Technology Development Center. And I want to thank you all for coming, and I want to thank you all for having the courage to have your own small business and to help our economy grow. Thanks.
Thanks again, Nancy Gross. Just real quickly, before we get started with the partners presenting about their services, I'd like to ask that if you have any questions, there's some index cards on the table, and if you could fill those out, and we will collect those toward the end when I will moderate the Q&A. If you do not have an index card and you need one, if you could raise your hand, we'll make sure that you get one. Without further ado, at first I'd like to start by introducing our partners. We have Betsy Gerwitz from Wayne State University Small Business Clinic. And then we have Vanessa Rucker from CEED. And then you already met our wonderful Nancy Gross. Then we have Sean Gray from the Michigan Small Business Technical Development Center. Did I get that right, Sean? Technology Center. Okay, and then we have Donald Collier from SCORE. And we're going to allow them an opportunity to come up here and share what it is that they do. And again, I will come up for Q&A. So if you have questions, please hold those. Thank you.